तिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जन शलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा गदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधार शिवसादि गौर भक्तिवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे हरे। So welcome to chapter 2, Understand Gita in 18 days. I will restrict your chat only to me. So please write to me the questions, whatever, and I'll get to it at the end. Okay. So chapter 2, it's a very nice chapter. The name of the chapter is Gita Saransh, or contents of the Gita summarized. This is like the whole Bhagavad Gita is summarized here. You know, when somebody goes to watch a movie, there's a trailer. There's a trailer of the movie. So this is like the trailer of the whole Bhagavad Gita. All the 18 chapters are summarized. All the concepts which are introduced in Bhagavad Gita are summarized. With the question, Tadekam Vada, tell me one thing, because he'll get a bit confused after hearing so many concepts. There is no confusion, but it appears that he gets confused. Okay, so let's pay our obeisances to Shri Radha Govinda, our deities, before we start the chapter. So this is what we did yesterday. Dhritarashtra's inquiry, first chapter, first verse. He inquires from, Sanjaya, Kimakurvata Sanjaya, what did they do? My sons and the sons of Pandu assembled together on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, desiring to fight. What did they do? And Duryodhana's fear or Duryodhana's mindset was introduced from verse 2 to 11. Mahatim Chamum Vyodham. The blowing of the conches from 12 to 19. Hridyani Vridharayet. Then Arjuna's observation of the opposite party. 20 to 27 verse. Gandivam Samshate Hastat. And Arjuna gives 4 out of 5 reasons in chapter 1 from verse 28 to 46 that he's not going to fight. So can someone raise hand and tell me what were the reasons? Quickly, what were the reasons that Arjuna gave that he is not going to fight? Tell me. Prerna said, yes, what are the reasons? And rest of you can write to me.
Yeah, ma'am.
What were the
Compassion, no enjoyment, sin, family tradition, and indecision.
So this chapter, Krishna is going to give answers to each and every reason. So what were the reasons? Compassion, no enjoyment, sin, family traditions, and indecision. Okay, so this is the overview of chapter 2. That Arjuna did not want to fight because he said, my family is the object of my compassion. I am not going to fight with them. I'm not going to shoot an arrow to my grandfather and see him dying so that I can become a owner of a kingdom. So Krishna addresses it from verse 11 to 30 in the second chapter, and he uses the concept of Jnana Yoga. And he says that we are not the body. Your compassion is actually directed towards the body. When you're thinking when your grandfather is going to die, the body will die, the soul will stay So he uses that concept, Jnana Yoga. No enjoyment. Arjuna says, when my relatives are dead and gone, who am I going to enjoy with? So Krishna gives the concept of karma kand, 31 to 37. Karma kand means that I do an activity and I enjoy. You know, some people do some religious ceremony, but the main aim of doing a ceremony is to get their desire fulfilled. For example, I'm going to fast for 16 Mondays so that I can get good marks in exams. That's karma kand. That's not karma yoga. Karma yoga means I do activity and Krishna enjoys. Karma kand is I do activity so that I enjoy. So Krishna uses that karma kand to tell him whether you will win the war, then you will rule over a kingdom, and if you will lose the war, then there is a heavenly planet waiting for you because you're going to die on the battlefield. So, fear of sinful activities, Arjuna says it is sinful to even verbally say anything to the elders, and Krishna will give him Buddhi Yoga. So, in verse 33 and then 38 to 53 again, mostly from 38 to 53, Krishna will tell him devotional activity, no sin. The sin or no sin happens when somebody does activity for themselves. But if something is done for Krishna, there is no sin. Then indecision, he will say today that 2.6 verse, second chapter, 6th verse, he's going to say that I'm undecided. I don't know whether I should fight or not. So Krishna will answer in verse 41 of second chapter, serve the Lord with firm determination. Vivesatmika buddhir ekehe kurunandana. And Siddhadhir Muni, when he will say Ekehe Kurunandana, or become a person firmly established in the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Arjuna will ask him, how does that person look like? Who is established in the transcendental service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead? How does this person talk? How does he sit? And how does he get so? How does he become so firmly established? So Krishna will give the answer, Sthitadhir Muni, person in pure transcendental consciousness, from verse 54 to 72. Destruction of the dynasty, answer will be tomorrow. Tomorrow, from verse 18 to 26, that no dynasty will be destroyed, but by doing your duty, you will be a role model to prevent Varna Shankara to come. Varna Shankara is the unwanted population and Varnashram is the wanted population. Okay, so this is another view that Arjuna says compassion, Krishna says Jnana Yoga, verse 11 to 30. Arjuna says no enjoyment, Krishna says Karma Kand, verse 31 to 37. Arjuna says it is sinful to kill my family. Krishna says Buddhi Yoga, or Buddhi Yoga is also Bhakti Yoga, in verse 38 to 53. Arjuna says destruction of dynasty, and Krishna will tell him about Karma Yoga in verse 18 to 26. And indecision is verse 41, where Vivesatmika Buddhi Ekehe Kurunandana, which we will study today. So this is the turning point in Bhagavad Gita 22.7. Is there any children in the class who would like to recite the verse? You can raise your hand if you're a child and you want to recite. This particular verse is a turning point, because this particular verse will change the relationship between Krishna and Arjuna. Before this, Krishna and Arjuna were talking like friends. But after this, when Arjuna surrenders to Krishna as a disciple, and Krishna accepts him as a spiritual master, the talks become more serious. Okay, so Rama Seshu, yes, you want to chant this verse? You can unmute.
Sorry, Mataji, I didn't raise my hand for this. For the first question, I had raised my hand.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. So, Karparnya dosho pahata swabhava prachami tvam dharma samudhacheta yashreyashyan nishchitam bruhi tanme shisyaste aham sadhimam tvam prapannam. Now I am confused about my duty, and I've lost all composure because of weakness. In this condition, I am asking you to tell me what is best for me. Now I am your disciple and a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me. So this is the way a personality who is put together, a person who is very of sound intelligence behaves. He's committing that I'm confused about my duty and I've lost all composure because of weakness. Srila Prabhupada explains very elaborately this weakness. It's not that Arjun is scared. Mhm. Arjun is not fearful of the battle. Arjun is not thinking that he has to go and fight with so many millions of people. Oh, how will he do it? No, this weakness is coming because of soft-heartedness, because he's a devotee of the Lord. Duryodhana did not become soft-hearted. Arjun became soft-hearted because a devotee of the Lord carries the compassion for all living entities. So it is coming from the background of compassion, not from the background of fearfulness of the battle. And then he says, in this condition, I am asking you to tell me clearly what is Devata qualities, who are saintly qualities, will behave like this. Whenever they are in trouble, they will look for somebody of elevated spiritual consciousness to seek answers. And now I'm your disciple and a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me. So that is a relationship between the guru and disciple. The guru takes the ownership of the spiritual well-being of the disciple. That is why it stays protected. We cannot just you see, if somebody wants to become an engineer, the books are available in the market, right? But can they just go and buy the book about computer science and study at home and then declare themselves as an engineer and work in the is it possible? Is it possible that books are available, you just buy from the market, study, and you're an engineer and you will be entitled to work in a company because you studied it yourself? Any of my co-hosts, is it possible?
No,
Yes, right. Because we need training. We need a teacher. We need proper setup of a college who can double check my knowledge, right? That is why Arjuna is also saying that I am unable to do it anymore. So there are different type of people who, when in trouble, approach differently to solve the problem. Some people act indiscriminately, like you out of passion just do it. There is no thought before the action is done. That's because mode of passion is more prominent. But a person in mode of goodness will be more introspective. They will try to look for somebody with more experience. But that is also limiting. Why? Because whoever they will look for to share their sorrow with or problem with, uh, whoever is going to answer them, they will also not be very experienced. They will also answer from the realm of their own experience of life. But a person who is a Vaishnava, who is a devotee of Krishna, his or her search is perfect. Why? Because they will look for somebody who is spiritually elevated. When somebody is spiritually elevated, then they can give a perfect answer, not just solving that particular problem, but attacking the bigger thing, like Krishna is going to do for Arjun. It's not just that Arjun is confused because he's compassionate. It's just that because he's forgetting the real identity of himself also in the process. He's forgetting that he's also a soul. He's also part and parcel of Krishna. It's not so easy realization. It's not so. I'm not saying that we should we should become sahajiya bhakta, like somebody who is talking like a devotee, who is dressed like a devotee, but in the heart there are so many misgivings. No, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying that we can make a choice of what kind of answer we are going to get, or what kind of a personality we should seek whenever we have a problem. Okay, so this is a very important verse in the entire Bhagavad Gita, because this verse will change the relationship between Arjuna and Krishna. So see, he is looking very confused. He was even crying, and he's surrendering to Krishna. And Krishna is put together. Krishna is not confused. Krishna is not giving into his weakness. Krishna is maintaining his composure. That is how a guru is. Okay. So now another question is that so many people ask that I will only believe in God if God will come in front of my eyes and say that I'm God. If I am not going to believe any of the revealed scriptures or any of the of any of the um, so-called gurus or acharyas, they say like that. I have seen so many now. Uh, but the problem is that they're trusting the strength of their own brain, or trusting the strength of their own vision to believe in something sublime. That is what it is. I believe what I see works when your vision is impeccably perfect. So, like my eyes or anybody eyes, we have an eyelid on the top, right? There's an eyelid on the top of the eye. How many of us have really seen that eyelid without the use of a mirror? I don't think anybody. Like I can't roll up my eyeball and see how my eyelid looks like, or even my own forehead, or if I have not seen my own brain, does that mean that I have no brain? No, right? So the dependence on one's own vision to see supreme personality of Godhead is a very, very defective way. It's never going to be fulfilled. Okay, so if I ask someone, what do they see here? What do they see? Can you please raise your hand and quickly tell me, one person? What do you see in this slides, in this slide which I'm showing you? Kalati Antaji, did anyone raise hand?
Uh, yes, Mataji. Maybe.
Nidhi.
Yeah.
Yes, very quickly. Nidhi Mataji, what do you see? You can.
The sky
Ma'am,
and the clouds.
clouds, sky, sun
Sky and the
setting.
clouds. Sun setting.
Thank you very much.
It's a wave. There is a wave.
Thank you. Yes. So let's say that I imagine that you're driving on the highway, and this is the view on your left side or right side. So she said she sees clouds, sky, and water. And there may be some skyline of a city or forest. Okay. Chalo, now I tell you, park your car on the curb of the road and please come out and go down the stairs. Now what do you see? Let's see. Now what do you see? Padma Priya, my Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Mataji, the universe is a reflection of yourself, or you are a reflection of the universe, it says.
What do you see?
there was a mirror image of both of it. The sky and everything on the water or something like that. So I just felt it in that way.
Okay, Mataji, but in the painting I'm showing you, what do you see on top of everything else that was already told by Nidhi Mataji?
Sky.
Okay, thank you,
Sky
Mataji.
and
Thank you. So what do you all see a tree on top of everything else? Is it visible, my co-host?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes,
Okay.
Mataji.
Okay, so chalo, when you go down, now I say, okay, go more near to the tree. Now what do you see?
Prerana.
Okay,
A parrot.
very nice. A parrot eating the fruit. Thank you very much. So like that, going from the background, all this was there, right? All this was there, but we could not see from far. So from the point of view of seeing this, go more closer to see something more defined in the vague picture, a tree. Go more closer and see a fruit eating bird sitting on the tree. So these are the concepts of understanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Vadanti tat tattva vidam tattam yajnanam advayam brahma iti paramatma iti bhagwan iti shabdete. Everybody is not surrendering to Krishna with the same degree or intensity. Everyone is surrendering to Krishna with different levels of surrender. So that is why somebody is interested in realizing the Brahman concept. They say that God is energy. That is like this: like God is energy. There is no form. Krishna is not a person. So Brahmaniti, that's one level of understanding. But whoever is little more realized in Krishna consciousness, they will say Paramatma iti, the Paramatma feature of the Supreme Personality of Godhead sitting in the heart. Okay, that's the second realization. As in this energy or this vague picture, you can see a tree. And the third level of realization is Bhagwan iti shabdete. This is from Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, third chapter. So Bhagwan means beyond Paramatma feature, there is another form of Krishna, which is the supremost, that is the two-handed form. So everyone is realizing the Supreme Personality of Godhead according to their degree of surrender. Krishna is available in the form of Brahman realization, where someone is satisfied by just seeing that God is energy and we are all energy and we merge in energy. Okay, that's the lowest level of realization, still a devotee, but that's not the highest. Beyond that, Paramatma sitting in the heart, beyond that, Bhagwan, feature of Krishna. Srila Prabhupada explains using the analogy of a sunshine, sun disk, and sun planet. If I want to find out whether it's a day or night, somebody can just open a window and see that it's daytime because there's sunshine. Okay, that's one level of realization of the day, that it's daytime because I can see the sunshine. But more intelligent person will raise their head and look in the sky. Where is the sunshine coming from? Then they will see a disk-like structure in the sky called sun planet. That is equivalent to Paramatma realization, that there is some source of this sunshine. But the most intelligent person will try to study the sun planet and see what is there in it that's causing it to be so effulgent. That is equal to Bhagwan realization, which is okay. So this is Brahman effulgence. That's one level of realization. Then Paramatma. And then the ultimate realization on God consciousness is Bhagwan feature, or Krishna's form as two-handed form with a flute in the hand, bedecked with a peacock feather. Okay, so first question, reason Arjuna gives no compassion. Krishna gives the jnana of the soul. Dehino asmin yatha dehe kamaram yavanam jara tatha dehantara prapti dhiras tatra namoyati. As the embodied soul continually passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. The self-realized soul is not bewildered by such a change. So Krishna says, I'm only sharing some of the verses that Tehino asmin yatha dehe. Tehino asmin yatha dehe means inside the body, there is a proprietor of the body. The proprietor of the body is sitting inside the body and sees the body going through these changes. What are the changes? Kamaram, or Kamaram means boyhood, Yavanam is youth, Jara means old age. So the soul sitting in the body sees the body going through these changes: boyhood, youth, and old age. And when the body is no more able to handle the soul leaves this body and acquires another body. That process is called death. But the person who is self-realized is not bewildered by such a change. In other words, Krishna is telling Arjuna, your compassion is directed towards the body, but there is a soul inside the body which will not be destroyed. So there is no reason to have a compassion for the body. It's not easy. It's not easy realization. I guess when a pure devotee or the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself speaks, the effect is different. Very important verse. Tehino asmin yatha dehe kamaram yavanam jara tatha dehantara prapti dhiras tatra namoyati. So Tehino asmin yatha dehe means there is a soul or a proprietor sitting in the body. Asmin dehe, sits in the body and sees the body, goes through the changes. Kamaram, boyhood, Yavanam is youth, and Jara is old age. Tatha means thereafter. Deha anta, when the body is ending, or Deha is ending. Prapti, the soul gets another body. Dhiras tatra namoyati, person who is humble, who is self-realized, is namoyati, is not bewildered by such a change. Then he goes on describing the properties of the soul, the size of the soul, the location of the soul, and convinces Arjuna that the compassion has to be applied for the soul, not for the body. Nainam chiddanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavakaha, na chainam kledyanti apo, na shoshyati marutaha. The soul can never be cut into pieces by any weapon, nor can it be burnt by fire, nor moistened by water, nor withered by wind. So, in the Battle of Mahabharata, they had weapons made of all these things. They had weapons made of fire, made of water, made of wind, made of earth. So, Krishna is assuring him that the soul is not touched by anything. Nanam Siddhanti Shastrani Nanam Dahati Pavakaha. Na Chainam Kledyanti Apo Na Shoshyati Marutaha. Okay. And then, so this is first reason, compassion. Krishna gives Jnana Yoga. Have a knowledge about the soul. Then he says no enjoyment, right? No enjoyment because all my family will be dead and gone. Who am I going to enjoy with? Krishna gives him the reason by Karma Kand. He says, this is the religious war, it's a Dharma Yudh. Where if you will die on this field, then you will be elevated to the heavenly planets and there's enjoyment. And if you will win the war, then you have the whole earth to rule over. There's enjoyment. So there is enjoyment in either way. Okay, so he says this, and this is the verse. Hatto va prapyasi swargam jitva va bhokshashi mahim tasmat uthishta kanteya yuddhaya krita nishchaya. O son of Kunti, either you will be killed on the battlefield and attain the heavenly planets, or you will conquer and enjoy the earthly kingdom. Therefore, get up and fight with determination. Yuddhaya kritaya nishchaya. Therefore, get up and fight with determination. I find this very interesting. You know why? Because there is such a big misconception about Krishna consciousness going on across the world, that Krishna consciousness or spirituality is for a person who has nothing else to do. You know, you have done your responsibility in your young age, middle age. Now you're retired and there's nothing else remaining. Then read Bhagavad Gita. But Arjuna is standing in the middle of a war field. He has to fight a war. He is a Kshatriya. He's not a Brahmin. He is married. He has children. He is a working person, and Krishna is telling him all this knowledge in the middle of a war field. I have no idea where this conception came from, that Krishna consciousness or bhajan karo, sadhan karo, all this bhajan kriya has to be left for the last part of one's life, if that ever comes. It's a myth. It's not a reality. Avachya vadamscha bahun vadishyanti tata hitaha nindantastava samarthyam tato dukkhataram nu kim. Your enemies will describe you with many unkind words and scorn your ability. What could be more painful for you? So first, Krishna tells Arjuna that your conception of enjoyment is a little bit shaken, because you die, you enjoy, you live, you enjoy. And another is he's attacking Arjuna psychologically. Such a perfect answer. That is why we need a guru. A guru can understand us. What is my psychological makeup, and what is my inclination to serve Krishna? We are not pure devotees. We are the devotees, are trying to be devotees who can serve Krishna based on our own inclination to work. Some people like to cook, some people like to preach, some people like to decorate the deity, some people like to do the arti. Not every devotee is doing the same thing. Okay, so Krishna is using that that psychologically you're a Kshatriya. You're a Kshatriya, Arjuna. And don't think that you're going to leave this war and go to the forest, and then uh, people will be very thankful to you. Thank you, Arjuna, for not fighting. Because if you were going to fight the war, then we would have been killed. Now you spared our lives. This is what Arjuna is thinking, right? Krishna says, no, no, no. Uh-uh. Your psychological makeup is you're a Kshatriya, and these people are not going to thank you. These people are going to scorn your ability. They are going to speak unkind words about you. Oh, look at Arjuna. He is such a great warrior, and he has left the war. And he has left the war because he got scared. What could be more painful for you, Arjuna? You're a Kshatriya. You better die than getting insulted. So, very nicely explaining. This chapter is so nice. This is a dialogue. Krishna consciousness, this Bhagavad Gita book is a dialogue. It's a conversation between Arjuna and Krishna. We must read it. And then the third thing he says, so clear compassion by Krishna answers by giving the knowledge of the soul. No enjoyment. He gives the knowledge of there is enjoyment in either way. Plus, if you don't accept any of the enjoyment and you still decide to leave the battle, then there is insult, and that is more painful for you. Think about yourself. Third reason he gives is sinful. It is sinful to kill elders of this family. So Krishna is going to give this answer. Neha bhikrama nasho asti pratyavo na vidyate. Swalpam api asya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. For verse 40 in second chapter. Even though the answer is going on from 38 to 53rd verse. So this is the answer. I will give you example that Neha Vikramo Nasho Asti Pratyavo Na Vidyate Swalpam Api Asya Dharmasya Trayate Mahato Bhayat. There is, when somebody is trying to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead, in that endeavor, there is no sin. There is no sin. So there's a story, Srila Prabhupada quotes this story many times, that there was a mice or a hamster or whatever, rat, whatever you want to call it. Now, somehow that mice ended up in the altar of Krishna, in the altar of the deities, and he was very fond of eating cherries. So he saw that this lamp was flickering. For the deities, the lamp was flickering. He thought this is a cherry, so let me eat it. So what happened? He jumped in the fire to taste the fire, thinking it's a cherry, and the fire kills him, burns him. So he dies. Krishna takes him that this particular living entity gave up its life to save my lamp from waving off. So he gets liberation. He was not the mice. What is a mice? Mice jumped into the fire to taste it, thinking it's cherry. But Krishna took it. This particular living entity gave up his life to save my lamp. Liberation. No sin. Okay, and then Lord Hanuman. Lord Hanuman, one can say that he went to Lanka to give a message of Lord Rama to Mother Sita. And he was caught. So when he was, then Ravana was told that we cannot kill a messenger who is not coming for fight. That's irreligious. So he needs to be released. When he was being released, Ravana gave order that put a fire on his tail. So Lord Hanuman got very angry about it, and about the fact that Mother Sita is imprisoned there, and he, out of the anger, killed the whole Lanka. The whole Lanka. One can say, okay, kill Ravana's room, Ravana's palace. Why are you putting fire on whole Lanka? You see, that's morality and spirituality. They're not the same thing. So, but he's celebrated. Lord Hanuman is celebrated for doing this. Why? Because he's doing it as a devotional service to Krishna. It is a sin to put fire on someone's place. But Lord Hanuman did it because he's a pure devotee. I am not saying we should do it and we should call ourselves pure devotee. No. No, we should understand the whole life of Lord Hanuman, okay, and our own life. So he set the fire, but he celebrated. So Swalpam apyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. A little endeavor in this path can save one from a biggest fear. No sin. Or we can say Vibhishan. Vibhishan was a brother of Ravana. Now, one brother going against another brother, not only going against, but going to the enemy of other brother to reveal the secrets, is sinful. A family member cannot do that for another family member, that too a brother. But Vibhishan came and told it to Lord Rama, and he celebrated because he served Lord Rama by that. He celebrated. So, Solpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahatto bhayat. We must learn to recognize the difference between morality and spirituality. Morally, from material point of view, this may not appear very palatable, but spiritually, it is highest. Highest. Okay, why? Because there is Krishna in the center. They are not trying to enjoy on their own. There is Krishna in the center. Okay, now this is tomorrow, I will say, destruction of the dynasty. He gave the fourth reason, and tomorrow in verse 24 in chapter 3, Krishna explains, if I did not perform prescribed duties, all these worlds would be put to ruination. I would be the cause of creating unwanted population, and I would thereby destroy the peace of all living beings. So Krishna says in that chapter that I am also working, even though I have no reason to work. I'm also lifting the Govardhan hill. I'm also herding the cows. I'm also getting married, having children. I'm also ruling a kingdom. I'm also driving a chariot. So I'm working, even though there is no reason for me to work. Why am I working? To set an example for others to follow. Because everyone has a tendency to follow a role model. So if you fight this battle and it is a religious battle and I want this battle to happen, then no Varna Shankara will come out. Yudhishthira Maharaj will be established and you will be a role model. And that's what happened too, right? Then the other reason he gave was indecision. I'm not in 2.6. Krishna answers by this 2.41. Vyavasatmika buddhir eke he kurunandana bahushaka hi anantascha bodhyayo avyasayinam. Vyavasatmika buddhi chahiye. Vyavasatmika buddhi means one single-minded attention. What is happening in this picture? There's so many hands raised. I don't know if they are raised from before or after the chapter.
Mataji, you're muted.
Sorry, thank you. Yes, please tell me what's happening in this picture. Gayatri, Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Dronacharya teaching Arjuna how to shoot the arrows.
Okay. So what is this particular, what is the bird on the background? Okay. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much. Nidhi Kulkarni, Mataji. Yes, Mataji, what is happening?
Ma'am, Dronacharya is asking Arjun to hit it to the eye of the bird.
Eye of the bird. So what does, when he asked Arjuna, what do you see? What did Arjuna answer? She's muted. Okay, Lenovo. What did Arjuna answer when Dronacharya asked Arjuna, what do you see?
He told that he's seeing only the eye of the bird and
Very
nothing
nice.
else.
Thank you very much. Yes. So yes. So that is what is needed. He did not answer Dronacharya that I see the beak, I see the head, I see the colorful pattern of the body, or I see the wings. He said I see the bird, I see the eye of the bird. He does not see anything else. Like that, a person who is firmly fixed in the consciousness of serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead does not chop their attention to this also, that also, this also. No. That consciousness, we can study the life of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada is Vyavasatmika Buddhi, Sitadhir Muni. Nobody, nothing else, no distractions. Let me go to this party also. Let me worship this Devata also. Let me watch this movie also. Let me dedicate my life to this also. He dedicated how we can make each and every person Krishna conscious. That is Vyavasatmika Buddhi, not a chopped off intelligence. The intelligence which is not chopped off, which is not Bahushaka. Bahushaka means many, many branched. Let me enjoy the family also. There's no harm in having a family, but enjoying the family independent of Krishna, first of all, is not going to happen. There's a concept, but it's a concept. It's not a reality. Second of all, that intelligence. Let me drink some wine also. Let me taste some meat also. Bhavishakai anantascha bodhyayo avyavasayinam. So, person who is, why are you undecided, Arjuna? Because your intelligence is getting chopped off. Let me save my grandfather also. Let me save my myself from my. Let me take care of my um, miserly weakness of the heart also on my own mental strength. Arjuna knew he cannot do it. Arjuna is not an ordinary person, but he knew he cannot do it, so he surrendered. This is what it takes to become Krishna conscious. Vyavasatmika buddhir ekehe kurunandana. Bahushakai anantascha bodhyayo avyavasayinam. So multi-branch intelligence is never going to be decided and firmly fixed in Krishna consciousness. It's not going to happen. Person will go on taking birth after birth after birth after birth and will never be convinced that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Why? First of all, because they have a tendency to enjoy something in this world. That is the real answer. Outward answer can be, oh, by the way, this is not convincing enough. By the way, I have a doubt whether it is real or not. But the real thing under the cover of all this smoke, the real fire is, there is a tendency in the heart of that person to enjoy this world. There is a tendency, I want this. So there's something else is needed other than Krishna. Other things are just smoke only. Fire is, there's something else. And then we make up the reason. So Krishna says, become a vyavasatmika buddhir. Be established in the self. When you were asked to shoot an arrow by Dronacharya, you were single-minded. You did not say this also, that also, air also, wind also, golden color bow also. No, you said, I only see the eye of the bird. Like that, only see whether by this activity is Krishna going to be happy? Is Guru going to be happy? Those are the only things. If yes, then do it. So then Arjuna asked this question. Okay, you're telling me to be a Vivasatmika Buddhir, but how does that person look like? Arjuna said, oh Krishna, what are the symptoms of one whose consciousness is thus merged in transcendence? How does he speak? What is his language? How does he sit? And how does he walk? This is a very nice question, right? Immediately he asked this question, how does that person look like, Krishna? So these are the things. What are the symptoms of the person who is Sthitadhir Muni, or who is established in the self? Krishna answers in 55th verse. How does he talk? Krishna answers in 56th to 57th verse. How does he sit? 58 to 63rd verse. How does he walk? Krishna answers in 64 to 72nd verse. Okay, let's see. How does, for what was the first question? What are the symptoms? How do you recognize that person? If I want to recognize that this person is my friend, I have to study how are we dealing with each other. Or this person is my teacher, then what are the dealings? Am I getting instructed and the other person is giving me instruction? Like that. We cannot just say, oh, somebody is sitting in meditation, somebody has Bhagavad Gita in the house, somebody is very pious, paying their taxes on time, or raising their family very nicely, they are transcendental. We are not sentimentalist. Krishna consciousness is not about being a sentimentalist. Krishna consciousness is being about intelligent. What is your reference? What is the source of your knowledge? Who is teaching you? Okay, so Krishna is teaching here. What is the symptom of that person? Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. Prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogatan atmani evatmana tushtha. This is so nice. Atmani evatmana tushtha sita pragnastadochyate. The blessed Lord said, O Partha, when a man gives up all varieties of sense desire, which arise from mental concoction, and when his mind finds satisfaction in the self alone, then he is said to be in pure transcendental consciousness. We cannot say a millionaire person who has millions and millions of rupees in their bank are Sthitadir Muni. No. We study our 6 Goswamis, Taktya Turma Shesha Mandalapati. So they were 6 Goswamis in Brahmagaudiya Sampradaya, headed by Rupa Goswami. They are and Sanatan Goswami. They were very, very rich ministers, very knowledgeable, very influential, but they gave up. Taktya Turnma Ashesha Mandalapati. They were Mandalpati. Okay, but they became mendicants. Why? Because they were so happy in the self-realization on the order of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that person who is able to find satisfaction in the self alone likha hua hai, alone. It's not saying that, okay, let me sit with 100 people. Unless and until 1,000 people come to me and hear my katha, I am not satisfied. A person can sit alone and be very, very satisfied in their practice of Krishna consciousness. Why? Because they understand that they are part and parcel of Krishna, and they're attached, they're firmly fixed. They're not fearful, oh, what is going to happen next? I'm going to die. Oh, they don't have that kind of conceptions. I'm not saying I am not there at all. But Srila Prabhupada, we can study the life of Srila Prabhupada and see that how glorious his life is because he's Sthitadir Muni. When one becomes Krishna conscious, one decorates their own life. It's a decoration of one's own life and death with a lot of security. Okay, this is Sthitadir Muni. Prahlad Maharaj is Sthitadir Muni. Prahlad Maharaj was 5-year-old and he was attacked by by his own father only. Why? Because he did not accept his father as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He said Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Chalo, every day there was an execution on his life. Every day by father only. Father is the person who gives protection. He only is sending his people, go and attack my son and kill him. Ghostly looking people with deadly weapons, deadly serpents. Or sometimes he was even made to sit on the fire or thrown from the top of a hill on the stone bed. Okay, or thrown in front of the elephants so that the elephant can walk over his delicate body and kill him. But he was not disturbed. It is not easy to be Sthitadir Muni. It is not. We study in Chaitanya Chaitamrita. Srila Haridas Thakur. Srila Haridas Thakur was beaten up in 21 marketplaces. Why? Because the local Qazi became very envious that how can Haridas Thakur chant 3 lakh names of Krishna every day? How is it possible? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said he's Namacharya. So Haridas Thakur is sitting in his bhajan kuti in a small hut with tulsi plant chanting all day and night. Just that's all he's doing. And that also people became envious. And there was an execution on his life that beat him up in 21 marketplaces, beat him until he dies. He was not disturbed. We are disturbed. We get disturbed if somebody insults us. Why? Not because the other person is disturbing us, but because our mind is disturbed. Our mind is disturbed. That is why we have to fight back. We are not Sthitadir Muni. Prahlad Maharaj is Sthitadir Muni. He is not disturbed. Why? There's so many disturbances. Why? Because his mind is not disturbed. He's fixed. His consciousness is fixed. Jesus Christ was crucified. He was not disturbed. He was not saying, save me, I'm dying, I'm dying. We don't hear that. Why? So much reason to be disturbed, but why was he not disturbed? Because his mind was not disturbed. So we are looking for an enemy in the world outside, but there is the biggest enemy sitting inside, a disturbed mind. There is no other enemy. There is, Srimad Bhagavatam says, there is no other enemy for anybody other than their own disturbed mind. So we have, this is the perfection of life, to become Sthitadhir Muni. Okay, so Srila Prabhupada, we can study Prabhupada's life gloriously, be convinced, study it. So much is available that how he's Sthitadhir Muni. He came to America, not like general people comes to America so that they can have a good career and a good life because they are fed up of the life back home, wherever they come from, whichever part of the world. Srila Prabhupada came to America to give Krishna consciousness. He says it so many times. I did not come to this country to exploit this country. I came here to give you something sublime. He did it. He did it alone. You know, in 2015, 2016, there was a 50-year celebration of Srila Prabhupada's arrival in America. And Boston, MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, the professors there, we did the program there. They were gloriously speaking about the life of Srila Prabhupada. They were saying 2,000 years they have studied in the history. Ever since the modern religion came out, 2,000 years. So Christianity is the oldest. Jesus Christ started the Christianity. Okay. Yes, very nice. Yes. But he was not alone. He was accompanied by his associates. Then Mohammedan, they started the cult of Quran. Very nice. It's needed. But they were also not alone. There were many, many people. Srila Prabhupada started Krishna consciousness. He was alone. There was nobody. Why could he do it? He's not starting starting a small business in a small tract of land to earn their livelihood. He's starting a worldwide movement, and that too alone. How could he do it? Nobody, they cannot understand. I was sitting there, I was listening to them 2016 in MIT Boston. We cannot understand how this person did this. It's celebrated. Okay, it's not ordinary. So don't make Krishna consciousness something which is of low value. So everybody thinks that spirituality is their janam siddhikar. They can talk, this is a birthright of a human being to talk about Krishna consciousness. Yatumat tatofat. Anything and everything is not an ordinary. When it becomes available and there are people who are cheating, this needs to stop. Okay, we have to come to the real life. But why are we not coming? Arjuna asked, by what is it, Krishna, that one is impelled to do the wrong thing? What is it? That is in 3rd chapter. But here Arjuna asked another question, that what are the blockers? Why is someone not able to become Siddhartha Muni? Despite of knowing about it, despite of hearing about it, despite of reading about it, what is the blocker? Why is that someone is not able to become Siddhartha Muni? Krishna answers, Dhyate Vishyan Pumsa, Sangast Sanjayate, Sangast Teshu Pajayate, Sangast Sanjayate Kama, Kama, Krodhat, Abhijayate. Okay, Krodhat Bhavati Sammoha, Sammoha Smriti Vibhrishtam. Smriti Vibhrishito Buddhi Nasho, Buddhi Nashat Pranashayati. Krishna answers, this is the block. 8-step fall down. Krishna consciousness is a science. These are the 8 steps contemplating the object. And from arises, I will explain. And from anger, complete delusion arises. And from delusion, bewilderment of memory. And when a memory is bewildered, intelligence is lost. And when intelligence is lost, one falls down again into the material pool. So this is an example in this painting. I will go through this. When a young boy sees a young girl, or a young girl sees a young boy, either way. So this is the first step, contemplating the objects of senses. Just by seeing, there is a contemplation. Oh, we should be together. Person develops attachment for them. Okay, second step, attachment ho gaya. First contemplation, thinking. Second is attachment. We should be together. Then from such attachment, lust develops. Oh, we have to be together. Lust is very nicely explained in Chaitanya Charitamrita by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Prabhupada. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Prabhupada explains the meaning of the word lust. What is the meaning of the word? that Atmendriya Tripti Vancha Taro Nam Kam. Any activity that once somebody is doing to satisfy their own senses is calm, is lust. Krishna Indriya Tripti Vancha Taro Nam Prem. But any activity that one does to satisfy the senses of Krishna is love. There is no love here. It's all lust. Let's say somebody has 10 saris. They want 11th. Well, you have 10, na? No, I want one more. That is lust. Because it's not for the satisfaction of Krishna. Let's say somebody wants to try out a big restaurant around the corner of the house. There is no Krishna there. It's lust. So any activity. Atma Indriya Tripti Vancha Taro Nam Kam. Simple. Atma Indriya means satisfying one's own senses. Tripti means satisfaction. Vancha means desire. Taro means that is. Nam means name. Kam, lust. Any activity which one is doing to satisfy their own senses is lust. Not just a relationship between a male and senses develops attachment. From attachment, lust develops. Okay, from lust, anger develops. Because lust is our indriyas will never be satisfied. There's another verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita. One Brahmin is praying to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Kamadhinam katina kalita palita durinidesha tesham jata mai na karuna na kripa no pashanti. He's saying Kamadhinam, day in and out I have served my senses or the senses of my family, society, nation. Day in and out I've done it. Kamadhinam katina kalita palita durinidesha. But they are so not thankful. They're so thankless. And neither kamadhinam na katina palita durinidesha tesham jatamai na karuna. They have no mercy. Karuna means mercy. Na kripa, no thank you, no pashanti, no peacefulness. I have served my senses, senses of the family, senses of the society, senses of the nation, but neither is anyone's senses satisfied. First of all, they are never satisfied. Second of all, there is no thank you, no mercy, and no shanti. Okay, so lust is never satisfied. Okay, so lust never satisfied. So these two people who did not even know each other, when they come together, now they are fighting like dogs and cats. How come? Where does this anger come in between two people who did not even know each other from the get-go? Because they are each trying to satisfy their own senses. No one is trying to satisfy Krishna. Okay, so lust is satisfied, lust will not get satisfied. Then anger develops. So anger, from anger, the bewilderment, delusion arises. One forgets. That is why we see so much abuse going around in their own family. The husband beating the wife, or domestic violence, or vice versa, or children are getting beaten up. Why? Because there's delusion. Delusion means one forgets what they are, or what one forgets what is their relationship with other person. And from delusion, bewilderment of memory. The memory is lost. And when the memory is lost, one's intelligence is lost. We cannot discriminate what is what. And once intelligence is lost, one does sinful activity and goes down to the hell. Okay, so lust. It is lust, the tendency to enjoy independent of Krishna. So this is a blocker. So these are the 8-step processes. It's one, coming in contact with the objects of senses. One develops attachment. From attachment, lust develops. From lust, anger develops. From anger, delusion develops. From delusion, bewilderment of memory develops. And from bewilderment of memory, there is loss of intelligence. And then one falls down, forgets Krishna, forget themselves. What is the use of such a life? Think about it. What is the use of such a life? What is the dog is also biting. Dog is an envious animal, right? No reason. When somebody comes in the perimeter of a dog, the dog starts barking. No reason. Starts barking. So why we have a choice. Recognize the choice of the lifestyle that we want to lead. Okay, this is the summary of the chapter. Please go back and read. It's a very nice chapter. Basically, Krishna is answering all the 4 out of the 5 reasons for Arjuna not to fight, and also telling the description of description of a person who is established in the transcendental self. So Arjuna says, I don't want to fight because of compassion in first chapter. Krishna gives him the knowledge in second chapter, 11 to 38 verse. Jnana Yoga, we are not the body. Then no enjoyment. Then Krishna gives karma kand, heaven or hell, heaven or earth, heavenly kingdom or earthly kingdom, you are going to enjoy. Arjuna says fear of sinful activity. Krishna gives him the Buddhi Yoga. Buddhi Yoga is another name for Bhakti Yoga. The devotional activity, there is no sin. And Arjuna says, I'm undecided. Krishna answers in 41st verse, Vivasatmika Buddhi, Eke He Kurunandana, Eke He Kurunandana. Serve the Lord with firm determination. Sitadhir Muni, he asked, what is that person with the firm determination? Krishna answers, person in pure transcendental consciousness. How does he, what are the symptoms? How does he talk? How does he walk? Talking, Srila Prabhupada says, is very important. Two people can be dressed up as a very gentleman in an assembly. Two people can be dressed up very nicely unless and until the person opens their mouth. You cannot recognize who's who unless and until they open their mouth and speak. Speech is so important, and we will study in 17th chapter what is the definition of an austere speech. Krishna describes austerity of the mind, austerity of the body, and austerity of the speech in that chapter. He will say the austerity of the speech is speaking truthfully, speaking in a way that is not insulting to the other person, and speaking in a way that enhances the spiritual growth of self and others is an austere speech. So if my speech is filled with these three things, then my speech is austere. Austere speech does not mean sit down and don't speak. That's not it is. Not according to Bhagavad Gita, at least. Okay, destruction of the dynasty will be tomorrow, 18 to 26 verse. Krishna says, be a role model to prevent Varnashankara. Okay, so I have invited, by the way, you can, this quiz, I don't know if it is up, the website, they were trying to integrate this on the temple website. We will let you know when the quizzes are up. I'm sorry it's taking longer. We were trying to enhance our website, but somehow the software people who are helping us are lagging behind our request. So my apologies for a delay. If you have any questions, you can email me. This is my email, ugenglish20@gmail.com. We will, Karthik Prabhu, can we, and all the admins, can we please share this email in all the groups? All the WhatsApp groups. And you can subscribe to our YouTube channel to see the classes. Okay, so I have invited my detailed Bhagavad Gita class students. I do have Prabhupada's video to show, but because I had given them an assignment in the middle of the second chapter, we are reading second chapter in detail class. The question I asked them was, Arjuna's compassion, moral or spiritual? And what is your learning point from all this holy dialogue? So Sita Mataji is here.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, Sita Mataji Mataji, you can share your screen. You have it, right? She's gonna tell us Arjuna's compassion, moral or spiritual. Oh, by the way, 1 second, Mataji, 1 second. I have poll for all of you. 1 second. So I have some questions for all of you before we do this, and then I take up your questions. Please don't leave yet. At least answer my questions before you leave. How do we launch? Okay, sorry. Okay. Answer this question for me, please. Dehi no asmin yatha dehe means what? This is verse chapter 2, verse 13. The soul sees the body undergo different changes. The body sees the soul undergo different changes. The mind and body see the soul undergo different changes. The mind sees the body undergo different change. What is the meaning of the word dehi no asmin yatha dehe? Okay, I will allow a few more seconds. Please vote or please answer. The admins cannot vote, right? Because you can't.
No, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop. 49% of the classes voted so far. 50% ho gaya. Okay, I'm gonna, because I have 2 more questions, so I'm going to share the results with all of you. This is what I got. The soul sees the body undergo different changes is the right answer. 73% of the class answered correctly. Thank you. The body sees the soul undergo different changes. The body is dead. The body appears living because there is soul inside the body. Okay, so the body cannot see without the soul inside. So it is the soul which is more important. The mind and body see the soul undergo different changes. No. The mind sees the body undergo different changes. No. I will. The answer is this: the soul sees the body. I will share the shloka. Let me do 2 more questions and then I'll share the shloka with you. Okay, so what is Arjuna undecided about? 2.6. What is Arjuna undecided about? Whether to kill his kinsmen or not, whether fighting was sinful or not, whether it was his duty to fight or not, all of the above. What is his? Okay, very nice. Okay, I got already 63%, 64, 65% of the class. Very nice. I think this answer is easy. Okay, I'm going to end the polling. And I will share the results with all of you. The Arjuna, what was Arjuna undecided about? All of the above. He did not know whether he should kill his kinsmen or not. Whether the fighting sinful was definitely a doubt in his mind. And 2.6 tells us that he was undecided whether it was his real duty or whether the duty towards the relative was more important. So the answer is all of the above. He was confused about everything. Okay, one last question. Yes. This will need some attention, some concentration. By contemplating the dash, one develops attachment. Then lust develops. From lust, anger develops. From anger, delusion develops. From delusion, bewilderment of dash. And when that is bewildered, one falls down. Okay. Maybe this is a bit complicated question right now. So these will be the kind of questions that you will be required to answer in the quiz. They're all multiple choice questions. So 47% of the classes answered 48, 49, 50. Okay, I'm going to end the polling. It's going very nice. Okay, 230 people voted. So by contemplating the objects of senses, one develops attachment. Then lust develops. From lust, anger develops. From anger, delusion develops. From delusion, bewilderment of the memory. This one. And when the memory is bewildered, intelligence is lost. And when intelligence is lost, one falls down. So the answer is this, 67%. This one, second one. Okay, you can read 2.62. So Dehinosmin yatha dehe. I'll just quickly share this verse, and then Sita Mataji will tell us Arjuna's compassion was spiritual or moral. What was it? So she's very nice in telling that. And then the learning point, another team will tell us. This is a verse. As the embodied soul continually passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. The self-realized soul is not bewildered by such a change. So the soul sees the body, not the body sees the soul. The soul is seeing the body going through these changes. Okay, Sita Mataji, over to you. She's going to tell us whether Arjuna's compassion is spiritual or moral. Mataji, you can share your screen if you want.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Are you able to see the screen, Mataji?
Yes, very nicely.
Hare Krishna. So the question that was posed to us was Arjuna's compassion is moral or spiritual? Our definition of morality is it's really a subjective value of what the society in general perceives to be right or wrong. We are taught from early childhood, like simple things like, things we don't steal. We should not be envious of other people. We should not talk back to elders. So all these concepts are good because we are living in a society. So that is what we generally call as morality. However, spirituality is complete. It's a lot of steps above it because it's understanding that our constitutional position, what is our basic position is that we are eternal servitor of the Lord, who's the supreme personality of Godhead, which is Krishna. But what ends up happening is we forget that. And that is where, the dilemma comes in about what is the right thing to do. So, for example, in this one, the definition of in compared to morality where Arjuna is confused about, what should he do? We are taught not to talk back to others. How is he even going to contemplate thinking about killing his teacher or killing his grandfather? So he is bewildered, and that's why we compare him to saying that his compassion is really based upon his moral belief, not spiritual. But once Krishna imparts spiritual knowledge to him, he'll realize that his compassion is indirectly directed just to the destructible body and not to the eternal soul. Because spirituality is way above morality. It's not whether it's right or wrong based upon what we believe, but it is based upon what is the right thing to do based upon Krishna consciousness.
Very nice. Very nice, Mataji. Thank you so much. So the conclusion is, so far, Arjuna's compassion is moral than spiritual. Thank you. Okay, Rekha, Sudhir, Mataji, your team will tell us what are the learning points from this chapter till verse 30th you all did. They composed a poem out of this. I asked them, I want to know what are the learning points of this, an application of this in your own life. And look at the answer. Yes, Mataji, who's going to share the screen? Rekha Mataji, you're unmuted, or anyone from her team.
Hare Krishna Mataji, this is Neha.
Krishna.
Hello, can you hear me? Yeah.
Nicely.
Okay, so Rekha Mataji and me, Neha Mataji, will do this.
Yes.
She is Arjun, she's asking questions, and I will be Krishna, I will be answering the questions.
Who's going to share the screen?
I will share. One second.
And mind you, Neha Mataji is a lawyer in Mumbai. So she came to my classes. When did you come? 2 months ago?
2 months ago.
And then
Mataji, can you hear me? This is Rekha.
Okay, let's have fun. Okay, they wrote a very nice thing here. Okay.
Okay, Rekha Mataji, you need to start.
Yes.
Please read the topic first, learning point in my life.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Hare Krishna, everyone. So this is what we did as a poetical composition from all the inputs from all the members. I question, who are you? Why read the Bhagavad Gita, O Krishna?
Krishna answered, I am the maintainer of souls, conditioned and liberated. Sincere reading of my words reverses the reactions of past misdeeds.
I questioned, why go through life's cycle and final death? Why do the dualities of life disturb me thus, O Krishna?
Krishna answered, death is for the body, not the soul. The unavoidable and uncontrollable tolerate. Witness progress in dharma and bhakti.
I questioned, why is the temporary world full of miseries? How do I deal with it, O Krishna?
Krishna answered, perceive problems as mere paths that strengthen your faith in me. Trust me, submit unto my will, surrender unto me.
I questioned, how do I conduct my dharma to your satisfaction? When is my compassion rightly shown, O Krishna?
Krishna answered, the knowledge of detached deliverance of dharma devolves into good karma. At the right place and time, show relevant compassion.
I questioned, why are ego and attachment so alive? What happens when death falls upon us, O Krishna?
Krishna answered, until realization thus will be life. Karma and bhakti decides. Unto me the soul unites, or another bodily life reprise.
I questioned, what kind of bhakti leads to you? What is dharma and karma?
Krishna answered, with disciplined bhakti, a pure devotee attains me. Applying one's ability, serve everyone as unto me.
I questioned, am I conducting myself the way you want me? Who am I, O Krishna?
Krishna answered, chant my name and come out of disillusionment of benefits of karma. Fight the veritable battlefield of kama, krodha, mad, lopa. You are the eternal, indestructible, immutable, transcendental soul. That is but a fragment of me.
I questioned, what is good company in this material world? What is my purpose in this life, O Krishna?
Krishna answered, in pure devotees of mine, best companionship find. The mysticism of the Gita unveils so, from bodies and modes of ignorance and passion, shy away. Chant, I shall bestow my causeless mercy upon you, opening the doors of Goloka Vrindavan.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
So much. Very nice. So I asked them that I want to know what you learned, and they wrote the whole poem out of it. Thank you so much. And so I always enjoy when you read this. Thank you. So we'll make the breakout rooms. Thank you. I thank each one of you. If you want to stay, please stay back. Be my guest, everyone. And everyone can thank them. So I'm going to allow all of you to unmute yourself to thank them. And then for question answers, we will take up now. Okay, Shanti. So
thank you, Rekha Mataji. Thank you, Neha Mataji.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So nice.
Very beautifully written.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Mataji. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
thank you.
Beautiful understanding and composition, Mataji. Very nice.
Thank you, Mataji.
Okay, I'm going to mute everyone. Thank you. Okay, so Kalavati Mataji, Sita Mataji, and Kartik Prabhu. 10 minutes breakout rooms to take up questions, and then I'm going to bring everyone back. Okay, please make sure you are in different rooms.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Guji, you are here?
Yeah, yes, Mataji. How many rooms are there? Room 2? This is room 2?
I am in room 2. Yes, Guji. Anvaya Mataji also here? Okay, Anvaya Mataji. Okay, you are not allotted.
Anvaya Mataji is here. Mataji, then you can go to other room, Mataji. I myself and Anvaya Mataji can take questions here.
Okay, I'll go back to Mataji only because my laptop, I could not find that. Okay.
Oh, I sent you that navigation link. Okay.
I was not able to. I was busy with my other work.
Okay. Yes, you can go ahead with your questions. Hare Krishna, everyone. You can go ahead with your questions.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji.
In this materialistic world, how we will grow in Krishna consciousness? We have to mingle everyone. We are in a society, so how we have to grow in Krishna consciousness?
Yeah, yes, Mataji. Actually, this material world is being governed by Krishna's potency that is called Mahamaya. So Mataji will be explaining about that in later chapters. So Mahamaya is the potency of Krishna. It is illusionary potency, which which separates, which detaches you from Krishna consciousness. So this materialistic world has been designed like that only. So the only way you can get attached to Krishna is start chanting Krishna's name, Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, as recommended by Srila Prabhupada. So Mataji will be explaining about the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, how to chant, how many times. So we chant actually 16 rounds. All devotees, we chant 16 rounds. Prabhupada has recommended 16 rounds every day. One round is 108 times. So as you start chanting, you will get a attachment, like attachment to Krishna's world, transcendental world. Slowly it will develop, Mataji. We can't develop in one day.
Okay. Thanks, Prabhuji. Thanks.
Anyone else have a question? Anvaya Mataji, you can take up this question.
Okay. No questions?
Does anyone have a question? Please unmute and ask Anvaya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, I have a question regarding the revelation of the Bhagavad Gita.
Okay.
Yeah, I was wondering how no one is interfering during the whole revelation of Gita, uh, and how much time did it take?
I didn't understand the meaning revolution of Gita. Gita is same that was spoken so many years back. So what do you mean by revolution?
No, I was telling about revelation, not revolution.
Revelation,
Yeah.
Prabhu.
Okay, revelation. Okay, so you just repeat your question again.
I was asking why is no one interfering during the whole revelation of Gita?
Because see, first thing, it was spoken in Kurukshetra. The Kauravas were very much busy with seeing the arrangement of the Pandav army. And you see, Mataji yesterday has showed pictures. Duryodhan, he's very angry. Then they are scared, and they seeing the arrangement of the Pandav army. So they are just thinking, okay, now what can I do? Okay, they have so much army, I have so much army. They have this, I have that. I have Bhishma Pitama, he's such a big general. I have Dronacharya. So all this, is going on in their minds. That is why they are not able to stop the dialogue that is going on between Krishna and Arjuna. They are very busy to thinking, okay, now how is my army vis-a-vis their army, the feeling of anxiety, a bit of worry, fear, all these emotions.
Yeah. No. Actually, I have seen in the TV serial called Mahabharata that Krishna froze the time and froze everyone around except Arjuna.
Prabhu, actually, the serials and all we don't recommend, Prabhu. Actually, Mataji, sorry to interrupt, Mataji.
No, yes, you can speak.
Yeah, actually, Mataji has told like the serials, whatever they are showing, it is not a correct depiction of actual Bhagavad Gita, what happened. So, because only if you hear from a bona fide Acharya like Prabhupada, so Mataji will be telling there are 4 bona fide Acharyas tradition, Sri Ramanujacharya, Prabhupada, Nimbakacharya, and one more. So only if you get the Gita commentary from those persons, it will be a exact as it is version. Otherwise, everything else you see in the TV, serial and all, it is their cooked up version actually. So, and to answer your question, right, whatever Mataji said, as said, revelation, why nobody interfered means because everything is Krishna's plan to execute all this 18 days war against the Kauravas. You need to understand all, even though the Arjuna and Dharma, everyone were fighting, but it was Krishna who has already planned and he has decided, he has executed everything from his end. They are just a nimitta matra, like they are only a tool in his hands actually. So that is the truth behind the war, truth behind the entire scene actually.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji, and thank you, Mataji.
Any more questions?
Yeah, I wanted to ask one question that since Karthik ji just said that it was Krishna's plan to execute this 18 days war. So didn't I mean it was quite obvious that so much of a destruction and things would happen. And why would still Krishna would want to have that and make people learn a hard way through rather than saving all this?
Yes, see, now Krishna knew that if there is a war, both sides are going to suffer losses. So first thing he went to Duryodhan and Dhritarashtra and pleaded that let us not have a war and you have only 5 kingdoms. But Duryodhana did not agree upon any condition laid down by the Pandavas or Krishna. Hence, war was inevitable. This is the first thing. Because during that time, see, now we are living in the 20th century and we are having different rules. But during that time, the Kshatriyas, they could not renounce their Kshatriya life and take the life of a sannyasi or a Brahmin. It was very much looked down upon by the society during those times. Okay, this was a minor reason. The major reason being Duryodhan and all his brothers, or rather King Dhritarashtra also, was encouraging everything that was wrong. So everything in the sense there was a lot of adharma prevalent. Now, if there is a field and there are many crops growing, and if there are weeds also growing, will the farmer say, let the weeds grow? Let the weeds also grow and let the crops also grow. What will the farmer say, Mataji?
It will obviously destroy the weed.
Yes, and they will take all the pesticides, chemical or herbal, whatever, to destroy the weeds. This is exactly what Shri Krishna did. Dharma Sansthapanashaya. So he wanted to establish the rule of the just, those who would follow the Sanatan Dharma, and in that way, the entire society, goodness would prevail. There would be spirituality, because if there is no spirituality, what is going to happen to the other people? What will the weeds do to the crops? They will finally destroy the good that is prevalent in the society. In a similar way, if Krishna wouldn't have killed these Kauravas, they would be still carry on a rule in the unjust way. So this had to be done. Like how you say now, supposing I have an appendix, it's troubling me. What will the doctor say? I have to remove it.
Yes.
If the doctor says, can I blame the doctor that
no,
that you are removing this, you are cutting my stay in hospital, I have to take bitter medicines, this, that, will I say? Or will I say it's good, it will keep my health better?
Yeah.
So same way, to keep the entire society under dharma, Krishna had to do this.
Okay.
Very nice
Thank
answer,
you.
Mataji.
Can I ask one more question?
Mataji, I just
Yes,
want to
yes.
add one more thing. One more thing to this,
Hare
like
Krishna.
Yes.
yeah, like the intricate meaning of what Mataji has explained so much. Very nice, Mataji. Very nice explanation. Is that Krishna has given independence for every one of us, for Duryodhana also to act according to his wish, and for Arjuna also to act according to his wish. He has given the independence to every Jivatma. So it is the Jivatma's responsibility to use it in the proper way, whether I will go in the dharmic path or adharmic path. So Krishna cannot take the results of other Jivatma's actions. They have to bear their own actions actually.
Okay,
And
one
after, one more sentence I like to add. At the end of the Bhagavad Gita, maybe it is the last 7th or 8th verse. So there, after Arjun has surrendered to Krishna, Krishna has become his guru. He has spoken for this Bhagavad Gita for more than 1 hour. He loves Arjun from his heart. He says, out of all Pandavas, I am Arjun. The last thing he tells Arjun is, I've explained to you everything. Now he has said, Yatha ichite tatha kuru. Do as you wish. See, in spite of being a supreme guru, has he said, I've told you everything. You have followed? Now do this. How we tell our children, I'm going to, you have to do this, you have to do this, finish. We don't give freedom. But Krishna is not like that. Every individual he will give freedom.
Okay, thank you. My another question was, that cycle where the soul sees the body going through various cycles. Where does that end? I mean, people talk about moksha. So how do we attend to moksha? Because you see this rebirth and the entire cycle
See,
going on
now
and on.
there are 2 answers to this question. One, moksha, which you are speaking about, the gross body, is the soul, as Mataji has explained, is just a witness to all that is happening to us. And finally, at the time of death, now whatever your desire is, whatever you want, or say, supposing I'm a very lazy person, I want to sleep, sleep, sleep all the time. The only thing I'm thinking about sleep, what I will think at the end of death, that that desire is very much in my heart. I want to sleep. I will get a body, Krishna will satisfy my desire. I will get a body of an animal that's going to hibernate for 6 months. Okay, soul is same. My soul now in human will now go into some animal that is going to sleep for 6 months. Okay, so this is how the soul goes, one body to another, depending on the last thought at the time of death. Now, what Mataji, what you have asked question, Mataji will very nicely explain in the coming chapters when she shows the Goloka chart. What is freedom or what is moksha is just getting out of this material world and going to Goloka Vrindavan. So that is Krishna's abode. And she will explain very clearly that we remain our individual self. Like the individual soul always remains. But now what we think that I am the enjoyer. That is why till you think this, I am the enjoyer, there is no moksha. The minute you think Krishna is the enjoyer and I'm doing the karma or whatever I'm doing is only to serve Krishna, that minute you're liberated. That minute.
Okay.
And the entire practice of our life till the end life has to be this. Krishna should be the center of everything.
So it all depends on the last desire or thoughts that you have when you are
Last desire.
dying.
And to get last desire in our mind, Kartik Prabhuji just explained, you have to do chanting 16 rounds. Mataji will explain in the other chapters, how you have to do a devotional service to Krishna, and in the 14th chapter especially, how they are the 3 gunas, the mode of passion, mode of ignorance, mode of goodness, how we get entangled in this, how to get out of it. And so clearly she will explain to you very clearly. Even the Goloka chart will be shown. And freedom, you get freedom from this material world. This material world, Krishna has said, is dukhalay ashashvatam. So it is temporary and it is full of misery. Krishna himself has said. in this. So we have to practice, and by regular practice, we will go to him.
Wonderful
By
answer,
his
Mataji.
causeless mercy.
Wonderful answer, Mataji. Yeah, that's what Mataji. Like we can't practice at the end, the last breath, whatever you think, right? You can't control that last breath thinking.
Yes,
So
yes.
only if you practice daily, then last minute you will get Krishna's thinking. Otherwise, last minute suddenly you cannot get Krishna's thinking.
And
That's why we are
all of
active.
you, when you join, if you join the detailed class, Mataji tells very beautiful stories from Bhagavatam about Ajamil or some other devotees on whom Krishna has shown his causeless mercy, and they were liberated from this material world. So hearing those stories and association with devotees, two things you have to do. You have to do your sadhana, association with the devotees, and reading Bhagavatam, or listening to Mataji. Your bhakti will be enhanced.
Okay, thank you, Mataji.
Yes.
Anyone else have a question, or we can leave to the main?
Hello,
Yes, Mataji.
am I audible?
Yes, Mataji.
Mataji, I have a doubt. Arjuna says it is a sin to fight.
Yes.
Now, in today's world, we have to fight every day. Is it?
Yes.
In fact, we tell our children, you have to be the first in class. Is that a sin? Because we are asking the child to fight against the other children in the class.
Yes. I
So
understood your.
finally, what is sin?
See,
Whatever
I
is-
understand.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay,
Please.
I think. Okay, I will answer this question very quickly. What you are saying to come first, you are giving him a kind of a deadline, or it's this: if you don't come first, you will not be accepted. No. It's not like that. You have to say you enjoy the subject, work very hard, help him in his work. The marks will be a byproduct of your effort. You have to make sure the effort is 100%. Don't tell him that come first.
Mataji, whatever prescribed in the Shastra, if you don't follow, then it is a sin. And if you follow something that is not written in the Shastra, then that is also a sin. Both are sin, actually.
Okay,
So
thank you.
Krishna's words are the Shastra, actually. He is the pranam, actually.
Jnanani sanjati navani dehi. What is the meaning of this verse? Can you explain me?
Yes, Mataji. This verse is Vashanti Jirnani Hai Navani Grihani Naro Priyani.
Vihaya Jinna Jnanani sanjati navani dehi.
Like as a person changes clothes, garments every day, similarly, the soul changes bodies.
Yes, ma'am.
So that is the meaning of this word. Are you testing me?
No, ma'am. Don't think like that.
It's a property of the soul. It comes in between 11 to 30th verse. What verse is this? That as a bodies, as a living entity, is as we change clothes every day, 3 times a day, 4 times a day. Similarly, the soul changes bodies. So it's a cloth. The body is a covering for the soul. It's not the real. Okay, I do have Shailja Pishapati Mataji. You're asking the PDF of the book. It is available on the website. Yes, my co-host, any question left unanswered? I want to show a short video of Srila Prabhupada.
Can I stop recording, Mataji? 4:45.
Yes, Prabhuji.